Welcome everyone. This is Thursday morning. It is 8:42 a.m. here in Cayman Islands. Rainy day. I'm Will, Cayman Vintage, and boy, do I have some information for you. I need a little bit of coffee before that. So, uh, as you all know, I've done a SC30 Reloaded. Well, SC30 Reloaded. I do them all the time. But anyway, this is a 2CI Reloaded. Let me show you it here. Okay, so have everything connected to it right now. The memory's in. Here's a blue SCSI. Power, our macrometer is here. Video going out. Keyboard. I don't have any Nubus slots in it right now. Speaker is here. So this was my first reloaded board that I did. And I have to say I really enjoyed the 2CI Reloaded. Yes, it's a board a bit bigger, a bit more complicated to work on. And but overall, the SE soldering was very nice, very easy. If you do things in certain order, it really makes it nice and simple that you can always get some very good connection on all the chips and so forth. So, but I did the reload, it worked and so forth, but then I was getting this Nubus port issue. And if you watch some of my previous videos, you know exactly what was happening. And I could, at first, none of the Nubus were actually working. So then I spoke with Max, who is the creator of this board, and he told me swap out the actually 40 megahertz crystal. So I did that, and my Nubus started working, but only one port at a time. Okay, no matter which one, but as long as I just have one card in, it would work. Okay, as soon as I added a second card, it would not be working, or the machine wouldn't even boot up. I mean, it would come on, but the memory would blink that it's being read, but the other LED that tells me that it's being written to constantly was not doing anything. And it wouldn't even boot. And so sometimes I was able to get it to boot and everything, but I mean, I kept on trying, and couldn't figure out anything. I mean, it was just one of those weird things that no matter. Hold on, I'm trying to switch my general chat here. All right. I just didn't know what was happening. I mean, usually these two LS240 chips here can cause the problem, especially this one since it's right next to this cap that always leaks. Okay. Then you have this F244. Now it doesn't go bad too often, but it can. So I swapped them, and still no change. I mean, still the same thing. I mean, yes, these two LS240s right now are brand new chips, but this F244 is still the same. I went as far as I switched the main IIci Nubus switch. I took one from another board and put here, and I still had the same problem. Retro Techie morning, well, a Retro Macintosh morning. How are you, Martin? So I have a solution to the 2CI issue, Martin. Oh my God. So anyway, so I was still getting the same problem. I mean, it's just wasn't working. Where's that focus looks so bad? Okay, it's a little bit better. Anyway, so I hope that, Martin, how does that focus look on you? Because this is a manual focus camera, so it's hard. Anyway, so kept on going, but I mean, one of the things that kept on in my mind, because I love our macrometer. Okay, up here it gives you you're actually 12-volt rail, you're actually 5-volt rail, and you're negative 12 if the board has it. Okay, the SC30 does not put out negative 12. All right. So throughout all that process, I kept on looking at this and looking at this, and I would see that my 5-volt rail was like 4.7, 4.6, and every time that I connected tech step to it and I checked it, it would tell me ADB failure, positive 5-volt rail. Okay, so I had that in my mind, and I kept on looking. Okay, well, and every time that I put in the second Nubus slot, I would see the 5-volt rail drop even more. And sometimes it went as low as actually 4.6 or even below 4.6. And if it's that low, the board is not gonna start. Okay. My 12-volt was okay. My negative 12 was a little bit low, but anyway. So I kept on thinking, and then I was like, you know what? I don't think I ever recapped the power supply I was using. Okay. So luckily I had a cap kit, so I went ahead and I recapped it. Okay, and then as soon as I recapped it and plug everything back in, my voltages went up. So now I have 11.8 on the 12, 5.04 on the 5-volt, and exactly 12, negative 12. Okay, and I never had voltages that high on this machine or that good. All right, they were reading lower. Okay, so I was like, okay, well, at least that's one issue solved. All right, so then if I take one Nubus card, this is the video card. I plug that in, turn it on. My voltage is now 5.01. Perfect, great. I'm still there, the machine will power up, the memory is blinking away as you can see. And I'll get screen in a bit. I just sort of, okay, screen is gone gray and I got the pointer. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. And now I'm gonna add the second Nubus card. I got two. My voltage dropped. Yes, that is expected, and it gone down to 4.94, which is fine. Still, the actually Nubus card is taking up voltage. Morning there, computer compulsive. How are you? Morning. I watched his video yesterday, so if you anyone watching, I would recommend going and subbing to his channel. He's just starting out. Did a nice job yesterday. Amazing work. Recapping a analog board for a 128, and took his time, did everything nice. Morning, Dave. Computer compulsive, Martin. That's a person in Canada. Starting off a channel, so go out there, sub for him, and actually help him out, and help him get some view times and that. So, and cheer him on like y'all do for me. Always great to have some more minds in here. So as you can see, the actual voltage dropped 4.92, which is still in the amount that is needed. Okay, that's why as a smaller PSU on a CI will not work. Okay, so it is something that is interesting, because I never really ran across that issue. So the system booted up. So let me shut down properly. Shut down. Boom, off. Okay. Even if I go add a third card, we should be a bit lower now. You see, we're at 4.88, which is still within the limit for it to boot, and within the limit of tech step, because tech step is gonna, when it does the test on the ADB voltage line, it wants to see at least minimum 4.8, and this is 4.87, so it's fine. 12-volt rail is good, negative 12 is also fine. See, so now, because each card takes away voltage, okay, each card takes away a little bit of voltage, and then and if I was starting low, adding a card is going to take more away, and it's going to make it where it's not going to start. So this whole problem here was nothing to do with any bad chip or anything on the board. This was totally 100% a power related issue. So when they say recap that power supply, there's a reason, and you see what the benefit of having this actually macrometer is. Because imagine if I had to go take readings every single time, guys. Imagine if I had to do that. All right, I mean it's just ridiculous. At least with this plugged in, I could see it right away. And a lot of you don't have a tech step, and you can't really test it with the ADB and test the ADB and see what the voltages are. Each one is different. You see, so like if I take my 2SI power supply, this one here, which is the same connection and everything, I can use it to power up this board. All right, and I'll show you what it does. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. It's very interesting because remember the SI really doesn't have Nubus. Come on. Okay. All right. You can see right away what my differences are. My actually 5-volt rail is already at actually 4.75. You see how low that is, and look at my negative 12. It is reading 10.5. 1 bit. Hey, how are you? 0.5. Hi, how are you? Glad to see you all here. So even with this, I mean, this is booting because my 5-volt is actually enough. Okay, and the other thing that I found out was that my cable here, I need to replace this cable because sometimes if it's not pushed in good, I'll get a lower voltage reading. You see now it shot up to actually 4.9, but my negative 12 is still low because this power supply is not putting out enough amperage negative 12. So the machine is sucking it up, and that's what it is reading out. See, but the machine did actually boot up, okay, because I do have enough voltage now here to run the 2 cards. Okay, this other power supply, when I was using it, was not good. It was totally below the actually needed voltage. The LC3 is in the works. I think that's out already, is it not? Hold on here. Let me go see. Give me 1 second here. I'm just opening up Max's website. The LC3 is already out. Yes, Max actually did that. He's got the Mac 2CX reloaded, the Plus, the LC2, the LC, the LC3, the 2CI. The only thing that I find difficult with his files are the bill of material and the pick and place files. Okay, he's using a different method, and that's very confusing for me. It's not a simple thing. So yes, there is already a LC3 reloaded board. Okay, so this is booting up because I have enough voltage now, but you can see how a power supply can cause quite a bit of difference if you don't have it right. So luckily I had a cap kit. So yesterday while I was watching Computer Compulsive doing his, I did this one. I did this power supply here at the same time and got it up and working down here. So it's very crucial to make sure you have a good solid power supply. See, the micrometer right away is showing me 5 volts, and that's with both cards in. I mean, 4.99. So you can see how cable can make a difference, and also um, recapping. Now, if I was to put this in directly without the cable, I noticed that with that too, I get a bit better better voltages. Okay, so there we are with that. You see, look at that now. It jumped straight up to actually 5.09. So it looks like my little pigtail cable I need to replace and try to get another one there and a bit better. So it could be because I've been using this cable here for a long time and a lot of ins and outs and that. So it could be a bit actually stretched out and worn and not making too good contact. You can see it has a permanent bend in it based on how I've had it connected. So Nubus solution has been resolved. I do have still one little thing on this board that I want to try to fix. Um, when I run the actually tech step, it's telling me that the amp left on the sound is high, and that could be because of the negative 12 voltage could be a little bit too high. I'm getting negative 12.2 or 12.1, but my 5-volt rail is 5.09, flashing between 8 and 9, so it's good. The machine is booted up. I'm gonna go into Snooper for 1 minute here, and I'll show you it too. And if I go to my Nubus information, let's get the trusty hand cam, and we can see that I'm getting focus. Come on, it's seeing both of the Nubus cards in actually slot D and E, and I have full color and everything. Look at that. So overall, this machine has done extremely well now. Let me just shut it down. Let's see. Okay. So the one thing I want to try, and I don't know if this will solve it, is that amp left issue that I'm getting. It could be just a sensitive Sony sound chip. I'm not going to use the Nubuses for now. Yes, folks, please give me a thumbs up and a like, and if you're not sub, please. I'd like to get up to 700. I'm almost there. I'm 6 away from 700. I think I'm still 6 away. Let me see here. Yes, I'm 6 away from 700. So it'll be nice to actually get that up. So now what I'm thinking the problem is, I mean, I had two problems last night. Last night I was not getting sound out of the right channel. So, and I went and checked this chip, and I had a solder ball touching two edgy legs. This is the left one here. Now with this one here, it could be that actually amp left issue. So I'm gonna swap that out for another one that I put it in my bin. Let me go get that. I don't know if it's good or not, but it's one that I took off of a classic board that I want to try. So I'm gonna switch this one around. I'm gonna take off that left one and put the other one on. All I want to try to do is to get rid of that amp left fault that I'm getting. The amp left fault doesn't really cause too much of a problem. It just means that the voltage is a little bit high. I'm just setting up the oscilloscope, you know. So let's take off this one, and we'll put the other one on. Now, I'm not going to hand solder that on. I'm going to put it on with the heat, but I need to do that. I need to improve these solder pads. I need to put some better pillows on it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat these up until they become, because right now they're dull. Once they become nice and shiny, I know it is liquefied. Mm. I gotta hold it there for a few seconds, let it become solid again. All right, I'm gonna push it down and I'm gonna heat them up again. They're just side by side. It's still liquid. Come on. Okay, now they're getting solid. Okay, that's it. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of flux cleaner and clean this off a little bit so I can inspect it. All right, hanging off the edge of the table. All right, I'll fix your focus in a minute here. Okay, so we can see that side looks good. If I want to, I can take my pick. I can check the legs. As soon as I can see that there, I know it's holding well. Here also, all those look good. A little bit to the side here, but it's okay. They are holding. They are soldered. Okay, and there's good too. So all of those are good. So my hot air, that one is set at, I think it's at 450. I'm also using IIci airflow right now. No, it's set at 480. And for that what you just saw, I was using maximum airflow. Now, if I'm doing small SMD work and I don't want it to blow away, like I want the flux and the solder to hold the item and move it into place, I'll reduce my airflow down to like 2. But that's about the only time that I will reduce the airflow is when I'm working on actually SMD stuff. I rarely change the temperature. Okay, and my actually iron, I use that around 350 to 380. I like actually high heat, because the actually solder will melt a lot quicker. It will stay actually liquefied a bit longer, um, and it gives me the speed that I can actually drag solder. Okay, if I reduce that, then I have to move slower. Um, so I'm gonna put the power supply back on like this. My coffee's gotta move. All right, what else do I need? Video. Where did my keyboard cable go? All right, so I like to solder with the actually high heat, and especially too if you're fixing traces, um, because of the coating that's on the wire. If you've got high heat, um, then you can just tap the wire, and the heat will melt it away right away. If you're using a lower temp like 300, 320, it'll take a bit longer. 450 is okay too. It's not really. I mean, you're just gonna be keeping the heat on the board longer at actually 450. All right. I mean, that's what I see. That's my opinion on the heat. Lower heat you use, yes, it will work, but you're gonna expose the board to that heat longer. Um, okay, so that's how I see it, and that's also with the actually airflow. Why I have an actually high airflow is that, like for example, if I'm taking off this chip and I'm blowing the air in this way, okay, that high airflow is gonna push it and get to all the back sides of all these other ones. Okay, so as I'm going around, I mean it's getting under too, and it's getting to all the other sides that it needs to. Okay, so for me it works, but again, I move quick. Okay, I don't try to stay at one spot too long. Now, if it is a damaged board that I'm gonna junk, then I don't care. Then I just heat the hell out of it. Okay, but on the other ones, then you gotta be a bit careful. Okay, so let's see what happens with this audio. I have that, but I need to get into Snooper for me to test the left and right side, and then I need to connect TechStep to see if that audio issue is gone. See, look at that. Look how good that power that 5 volt rail is. 5.1. A little bit high, but it's okay. I can handle that. That means the more you add in this board, it's going to work. It's not going to have a voltage issue. Benjamin, hello too. Sorry, I didn't say hello to you. Morning. Well, for me it's morning. Now I'm gonna stream probably till about 10:30 my time, I think, because I do want to run out, go to the grocery store and get some things. Tell you, boy, some of my orders, I've been shipping things out every day this week so far. Orders have been very good. Colin from this does not compute. Um, he is releasing a video tomorrow on our. Hold on, let me get him. This video is actually on his Patreon right now. So if you're a sub to his Patreon, you can see them. Video is going to be based on this. This is the 2CI power supply replacement board. Okay, so you basically buy this board. This is what you get. It will have some nylon screws that I'm waiting to actually arrive. Here you connect a actually Pico ATX, and here you put an AC to DC converter. Both have links to Amazon where you can buy the ones exact. Then you take your actually wire harness off of the old SI, unsolder it, and move it to here, and it tells you the actually colors here. Okay, and you just solder them back into that same spots. Then you put this into the power supply. You take your AC voltage coming from the back of the plug, connect them into the AC DC converter, disconnect the actually second socket, okay, for the monitor, because you're not going to use that, and it's going to have constant power, so you don't want that either. Then you can put this into your metal case, and a matter of fact, this power supply here that I was just testing and using is actually one of those. Here it is. See? So here's the Pico. Here's the AC to DC converter. This has been disconnected. This is still connected going in, and then the Pico to here, and then you actually harness, and there it is. So this is a full replacement for the 2CI power supply. So this board is in there. So he has a video on this coming out. Some of the other things that you can do with this is that here on pin 1 and 5, 1 is the 5 volt, 5 is the ground. You can connect a USB cable that you can buy that is just actually 2-wire that will provide you power. So you can have that pigtail coming out of the case and out of the power supply case, and then you can have USB power inside your case for you to provide power to something that you may need. Then here too, you can put headers, and you can get actually 12 volts, 5 volts, 5 volts, 3.3, 3.3. Okay, so you can get your different voltages that you may want. You can get them here too inside. That's one. Then the other one is for the LC. It's the same thing, but this is for the pizza box version. Okay, and it's got all the circuitry and everything on it. You put your Pico, you put an AC to DC converter here, and it does the same thing. So he's got a video coming out on those two. And I was wondering why all of a sudden I was selling some of them. And it's because he released it on his Patreon page. So those people there have already bought some. So that's a nice little thing. We have one. We have a much beefier one, a better one coming out for the CI for this. Oh, I made the 700. Who did you get to sub? Wow. Thanks, Martin, and thanks to everyone who has done it. I'm up to the 700. Appreciate it very much. Yes, for the SI it does soft power. For the LC it is not soft power because the LC is not an actually soft power machine. Um, Benjamin, it does make it a lot easier to actually replace, and the reason why I sell it as a kit is because I can't sell it as a build item because I have to transfer. I would have to transfer that actually harness, and then that means you shipping me your old power supply, and then I have to do all the work and then send it back to you. That's not cost effective. And most of the people that I think are going to buy this are people that can do the work. And then it also brings the price down because I mean, I'm selling those boards for actually $15. Okay, so really that's not that much. Um, one of the connectors on the board alone costs almost $5. So you can see already that I mean $15 is actually not that much. And I give you the links for the two items you need. Okay, it's the same Pico, can work on actually both of them, but the AC to DC converter for the LC it is a actually smaller unit, and for the SI it's a bit bigger. You will need a power brick. You will need for the LC. You can use like a 12 volt 3 amps. You can also use 6 amp. It's just it'll be okay because I mean remember that the actually device is going to pull the amperage that it needs. Okay, voltage though is the most actually critical part. For the SI, I would use like a 6 amp or maybe even actually 12 amp. It really doesn't need it, okay, but it will just help it, all right, for it to have a little bit more actually room to pull in some more amperage if it needs it, because the actually SI does use more than the LC. Um, I run most of mine here off of a 3 amp on my bench. I mean, even our even my actually SE30 compact board. I don't have the Pico in it right now, but when I put the Pico in, all right, I'm powering it with only 3 amps. Okay, and if you want a good power brick, let me show you one here. Um, this here place MPJA. So if you go to mpja.com, this is an actually a 12 volt adapter power supply, 3 amps, and I think they were like $4 or $5. Okay, so it's a nice brick, 3 amps, and for most it will work. Okay, but remember now, this is only 110, 220 input. So if you are, well, 110, 120. Okay, sorry. If you are European and you need actually 220, then you need to find a different one. So I buy some from actually there. So he does have 6 amp ones also. So Chinese special. So that's why I make these things as a kit, because the actually Pico can cost $18, $20, sometimes a little bit more. The AC DC converter about the same thing. So you see, you're already putting $40 in. Then you need a power brick. All right, so it does add up. All right, so anyway, let's get to this sound here that I need to test. Okay, so I hear it. I mean, when I don't know if y'all heard it. This is the left channel. This is the right channel. The audio is functioning correctly. All right, so the two channels are working, but now I need to find out if my amperage has actually changed. And for that, I have to hook up TechStep. Okay. So this is the same TechStep that we sell. Well, matter of fact, I need to build more. I only have 4 left, and I need to finish building them. Three I need to build. One is with Jake in Texas, but it's got no case. So if you want one without a case, I can sell you that one right away. Um, but with the case, it's a lot nicer. All right, and I need my hot pink audio cable. The only one I could find when I bought it. Okay, so we have that up. We turn on. Let me see. Okay, so we're gonna select ROM 3 because that's the one with the actually 2 SECI in it. We boot up in that. We go to 2CI. We go to test mode, and it's gonna turn it on. It turns it on its own with actually soft power. Terminate the SCSI. Now it's gonna attempt to connect. Come on. Sometimes it does this because it's. I need to replace this cable here. It's about to fall apart there. Let's go into test mode manually. Okay, and let's run the sound test. I went into test mode manually. I forced it manually. Still telling me that amp left high. And I don't know exactly what this is because it's just telling me amplifier left or amplifier 1. I don't know if that's a 1 or an L. Let me see if I can find a lowercase L. Nothing is showing me a lowercase L. Yeah, it's a L. So it's amp L high, amp left. Yeah, it's still giving me that. So it doesn't matter if I replace the chip or not. This makes me want to check the schematics for 1 minute. I need to find a place to run my mouse. The left one is UB2. UB3, UB2. I think what it is the pin 15 on the sound chip is an actually is a voltage reference, and I'm not sure where that's coming from somewhere. Let me look at the other schematic. Sound chip, where are you? Sound chip, here you are. Right sound, left sound, pin 15. Okay, 15 R30 is a 330K resistor coming in from A. A is, okay, yeah, that's it. What's happening is that there is, from the 12-volt rail, the board is making 11 volts for the sound, because that's what it needs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I need to get it to actually play some sound. That voltage reference is a bit high, but that's coming from the PSU and from what it's producing, so I can't really do much of it. I can change chips until I am red in the face, which I am most of the time, but I can't switch that. That's just gonna have to stay high. All right, so where am I with this? Let's turn this off. Let's get this disconnected. I have spoken to two people about that, because there's not much on any forum about it, and they've all told me that it's not a major thing. So we believe it, unless I can read up some more stuff on it and find out more. Then I might be able to see what I can do. But really, go and look up amp L high on 68K or Tinker, and you won't find anything. Oh my god, my coffee finished. That's a coffee emergency coming up. So here we are booting up. Nice in color and everything. The screen goes nice and smooth. There we are. Oh, I never connected the keyboard back. So, not bad, huh? Figuring out that this thing was nothing to do with actually any Nubus circuitry on the board. Just 100% power related. So I'm happy with that. I think we're good. So having your voltage meter really helps. Um, That's why you always see me using it. I'm always using one of them. It's something very useful to actually have, and easy and compact, and you can even use it actually remotely. I mean, um, if you buy the actually DIN version, it comes like this. This is just an actually adapter, so this can plug into there. Then you can take any ADB cable like this, and now you can have this anywhere else that you may need. So if you don't want it in the back of the machine or something. But I normally on bench I just use this one. I mean that's my fairly standard go to device. And it's very interesting about that about that device. Let me see where I have it. Why I keep those things? That's where my cable ties are. All right, hold on. I'm looking for something. I hope I can find it easily. Yes, here it is. Okay. So we have the Macometer, right? But when these Macs came out, Apple came out with this Apple service item, and I was able to get one after we created the actually Macometer. My actually friend in Dallas actually had one of these, Scott, and he just gave it to me. He was like, "Here, take it." But this is the Macintosh Voltage Test CA. Okay, and what do you think it is? Okay, it's a voltage meter. Okay, with only the pins needed that are in here. Look at that. There's only 4 pins connected in, and you have your ground and your other 3. And these are that you put into your meter. And see, so I could technically, I just put it all away, but let's do it anyway. It'll be neat to see because I've never really used it. I got it and I just put it in my drawer. Okay, so we're gonna take the orange one and plug that in. And I have 11.89. 11.9. Okay, so I can undo this one, put in the red, 5 volts. Put in the blue, so this one now should give me my actually negative 12. There it is, negative 12.08, 07. So it's just very interesting that Apple themselves came out with this. And then this is the sensor for the screen brightness calibration stuff from actually Apple itself. sure how they had this on there, but so this too you put in and you can use it to calibrate the actually screen brightness. Yeah, I love this meter. This is the one I had from the first day, the first one I bought. This is the 1111, the HT 11 118A, 118A. Um, Best one I ever bought. I love this one. All the other ones, like the actually thinner ones and that, the actually digital one and all that, I don't like it. I find the volume way too low, and I just don't like how it feels in my hand. Now they have the same one, the 118, I think D or C. It's the one Bruce is talking about too. So I love this little macrometer type thing from. I don't think there's a year on here. One part 9D 923 MU. No, there is no year, but you can see that it's pretty old. But even Apple was pushing these out to its service tech people, and it was a way of testing things and calibrating. So it's very interesting how we went from this to this, huh? So nice little bit of actually history there. Okay, so what am I going to do next? Uh, let's put some of this away. This needs to go in the ultrasonic cleaner, but today when I'm at the store, I gotta buy some distilled water because I need that. All right, let me put this board with this other stuff. Okay, that same person, Steve. Steve is that CI board is for Steve in actually Tasmania. He sent me three boards. He sent me SE30 reloaded that I did for him. Then he sent me that that CI for me to work on. But then he also sent me this SE that he actually reloaded, and it's not coming up. Um, but it's giving very funky things on the screen, and I don't know much about the SE yet for me to jump into this. Um, when I, when I mean, I really don't see anything bad with this. The problem is that I can't even get the tech step to actually connect to it. Um, let's try, right? That's all we can do, right? Give it a shot and see. So I have not done much work at all on the SEs. I have three of them, but And yeah, I'm gonna use my compact board to provide power for it. Yeah, I'm not. I think this is set up the same as the SE30. I'm not gonna see -12. See, nothing is firing up. Should have I see SCSI serial problem. Uh, if I manually force it, I don't think it will go into it because it hasn't even loaded anything. I need to see a video. I need. Let me see if we can even verify anything. Now you see, it's not even communicating. It's, so I need to start working my way from the serial in to see where could be problem with the 6520 with this chip here. With this one control serial. Um, that's the SCSI. It could be the actually. It could be the actually resistor networks right here. The audio cable, really, that's any barrel, any actually headphone type cable like actually this that has got stereo, that's got two-part connection on it. I mean, I went into a gas station and I bought this. That's why it's pink. All right, what I'm gonna check right now is the actual resistance on these resistor networks. Because if they're off, serial is not gonna work. Okay, I don't check the four pins at the corner because those are just ground. Okay. Okay, resistor networks are fine. Okay, still got audio. I just want to check some of the solder work. I'm just checking around here around the audio circuitry stuff. Well, the actual serial stuff. I mean, they're not the might flavor, but let's do some touch ups. These chips right here are those networks that I just tested. Let me find that 6522 chip. That's the VIA. Where's the serial? That's the glue. There's the 8530. This is the one for serial. This is a ROM. I prefer to see more solder on some of these connections. That's a PDS slot, but I just want to make sure there's no bridges. Alright, let's go here to the front and look at these RAM slots. That's a broken trace. That's a broken trace. Looks like something hit it here and broke that trace. Wow. Could this be why the board is not starting? One trace, and it's from memory. Let's fix it and see what we get. All right, that's all we can do, right? Some flux. Here I'm trying now. This is the Styri ASM Tachyflux. Can't really read it here. I'll show it on the other screen. Okay, now here I'm gonna up my temp. Up to 380. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna coat this for me to get some pillows there. Okay, and I'm gonna clean my tip. Grab my wire, my cutter. Now I use very thin. This is, oh god, the actually label even came off, so I can't even tell you what actually gauge. Oh yeah, this is 40 gauge speaker wire. It's the same thing Bruce uses and other people use. I cut a piece of that. Need my let's try my new tweezers. I don't like that tip. Too big. I find that also a little bit too big compared to these. These are so tiny, but dirty. Let me clean these off. I need to soak this tip in some alcohol. All right, I'm just cleaning it. Who's there? Jack. Hi, how are you? Steven, actually Australia that this board is for. I'm pretty sure he's not watching. He's probably sleeping. No, this is not. This is a red, actually a reloaded board. Um, it was sent to me already built, but the guy was never able to actually get it to come up and work. Ooh, 701 is getting up. Well, let's go for the next goal, 1,000. Let's get up to 1,000. Although really the actual monetize, I mean, I can't monetize here in Cayman, so to me that it's just a goal for me. It's nothing. There's no other purpose. There's no gain to it. Okay, so you see why I used the actually high heat. You saw how fast I was. I just tapped it. That's it. Okay, and that's why I also put down a pillow first. I coat it, so there's already some pre-solder on the board, and that's it. Could we be fixed? There it is. Okay, beautiful fix. There it is. Oh, you're up there in Chicago, Jack? It was beautiful for me, at least. It was beautiful temperature, beautiful when I was there in actually September. So I can just imagine now how much nicer it is. All right, so let's zoom out. I want to continue checking some more areas of this board. How was your focus? I just feel bad that I didn't go outside. I didn't leave the hotel at all from the time I got there. Not till Sunday afternoon did I venture out. This one here right now, I'm not gonna put anything because I don't have red solder mask and I don't have tape. I don't. I may put some green solder mask on it. That's all I have. So what I'm looking at is trying to see where there might have been some work done after he soldered everything on, and that might have caused some damage. I see solder balls all over the place though. See, because to me, you see how there's a lot of residue liquid flux around here? Makes me think that something was redone there after the fact. This is not soldered good at all. Major crack. It wasn't too bad, but man, I was exhausted. Why is that even loose? What is that? Oh, that's a cut. That's the. All right, that's a two, 4, and 1 megabyte selection switch. Okay, so I'm not worried about that one. Yeah, I wish there was some more time there. I mean, um, just Saturday and then Sunday people start packing up already, and that's it. In a blink of an eye, it's gone. I mean, maybe if they start doing arrival on Thursday, set up on Thursday, you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, might be a bit nicer. I'm just hunting for some more bad solder or broken caps. You see this that I see here. This is what I don't like. You see, it was like there was work done after these things were put on. It makes me think that these were put in and then taken back out. You see here, that is actually soldering iron damage. But this here just looks like something hit it because it hit here and here. See, all this is soldering iron damage. Well, let's give it a shot. We never know. That might have fixed it, right? Let me move some of this stuff out of the way here. Yes, it does need a good cleaning, but I can't do that till I switch my liquid. Anyway, so this is the flux that I'm using. This is the ASMTF. I still have two more tubes of flux, but I do need to order some, send it to the house in Florida because it's a liquid or a gel. I can't send it in by actually air freight with my forwarder. Well, I could, but it would come on the actually cargo flight, not on the passenger flight. Okay, what do we need? Let's see. I don't have chime. That's just the monitor coming up. All right, I still got the same problem on the screen. And if you all want to see what the screen is giving me, I need to find a new one for this. All right, this is what I'm getting on the screen. So it's a pattern I have not seen before. I do have a memory problem because now after holding the NMI button, hold on, I need to switch. And of course it doesn't bring it up on this screen. Hold on 1 second here. I need to switch screens around. I need to be able to see what I'm doing on one end. So I gotta switch over to monitor 2 only. Okay, now I can switch this one over to HDMI. Okay, so you see, I'm getting the pattern. This is very, very common. You see how things are missing. You see, and that's something with um, memory. So I may have something else wrong with going to the memory because this doesn't have dedicated RAM for the video, so it's using standard memory for the SU video. So let me try something else here. Yeah, same thing. The reset buttons are not even working either. Alright, so I got some more issues with this board. So there will be some see, this is the memory thing. I'm looking around the memory slots to see if I see any more broken traces, but it could be under. And I may have to tone out this whole board. I don't see anything bad with the slots themselves. Sorry your focus goes in and out is because I'm raising and lowering the board as I move it around. Okay, this uses, there's the ADB, there's the glue, the swim, ROM low, ROM high, the SEC chip, the 30, 32, 32. That's the sound. Those are the ones for serial communication, but I do have a serial problem too, so, but that could be because it's not booting up and it's not connecting. I wonder why that one is left empty. Just checking to make sure all chips are put in correctly. I still think it's something else broken. There's maybe another broken tray somewhere. Yeah, I'm back down here at where we found that first broken trace. 0.5. Where you think that cap was? Retro Tacky, hello, how are you? Was it that one kind of brownish one that's this one here? No, that's how that one is. I mean, yeah, I saw it too, and I was like, hmm. Crystal is incorrect way, so top side, yeah. Well, there's this one here that looks kind of funky. See it? Then this one here too has a black mark on it, but it's okay. That's how it came. It is not blown. I mean, that's like a marker. I'll have to look at the bomb to see why that cap at C40 is a different color and different appearance. I mean, they're all in the proper way. But the thing is, something like that is not going to stop it from going further. Let's get rid of this one. Where did you go now? I still think there's going to be some sort of memory problem. And with the schematic, I'll have to go and tone out the whole memory circuitry. Something somewhere. Has another broken tray somewhere. Give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta take this call. Sorry about that. I'm back here now. All right, so I kept on looking at the board because I was talking on the speakerphone, so I could keep on looking. Um, it was just I had a phone call, Keith. That's why I had to go quiet. Um, I don't see anything else broken on the bottom side. Anyone have any inputs? I think what I'm going to try to do is I have to ultrasonic clean this board. It is very dirty. I gotta soak it in there for a good long time because a lot of this flux has really dried up on it, um, and it's caked on. So I need to get my actually water for the ultrasonic cleaner, and I have the new solution that I'm gonna put in. My camera's way over there. I'll bring it back to this side. Okay. So I'm gonna ultrasonic clean it, and part of me is leaning towards something because the actually trace I fixed was underneath this memory slot here. Okay, so I think in something with the memory is acting up. Maybe there is another broken trace underneath here that I'm not seeing. I can see evidence. I mean, let me show you on the scope here what I see. When I look at the memory slots here, you see, I can see evidence of it being forced up. I think I just found it right there. Look at that. That's as much as I can zoom in. Let me see if I can get your view a bit better. No, I can't. I don't know why I can't get it better. The first one looks intact, but there's another one underneath it there. And is that the one with the? Yes, that's the one with the. Uh, you see, I saw this mark earlier, and I was like, hey, there's another one there. This one doesn't have it. Yeah, it looks like there's one memory slot. This one here, which is the no, sorry, this one here, this one is where I did that trace repair, and I think something with this one. So I'm gonna have to pop this off. I'm gonna pop this off and take a look and see. I bet you there's a broken trace underneath that, because it looks like it's been actually manipulated, meaning it was put on and then taken off, and that could have caused some actually damage. So to me, that does seem like. Let's see, that's the one I saw. Okay, I read it, Jackie. That explains it. I was working on a classic PSU, so it goes. Yes. Classic PSUs, have fun with them. They can be a challenge, Keith. They can be really, but they're fun. I mean, a lot of caps, they always leak. There's some common components that will go bad. So that board has gone through the ringer already, even though it's brand new. Yeah, this board, Steve, who owns it in actually Tasmania, Australia. This is where this board came from to me. So this board has been to many people to try to solve it. Yeah, that board can be an issue. Those actually classic ones. Um, he it's been through a few different hands to try to solve the problem. There's a big discussion of it on 68K and on Tinker Different, where he was trying to solve this and actually so forth. So, and no one's ever been able to actually solve it yet. So it would be nice if I can do it, right? That would be a nice feather in my hat. So anyway, oh crap, some of my things are getting pulled up into this here. Those are things I need for my memories, so I gotta do that so that these things here don't get lost. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, folks, is that I'm gonna end the stream. I do have to go take a shower and run to the grocery store and get some things that I need. And I have to get distilled water for me to clean my two actually ultrasonic cleaner. One of them takes 5 gallons, and the other one takes actually 2 gallons. So that tells you I have 2 gallons here, so I gotta buy 5 of them. But just for safety, I'll buy 6. Um, then I can clean my ultrasonic cleaner, and it'll be good. Right now, it's all so cloudy, and you go and look at it, and you lift it, and you see like this cloudy gunk coming up. So anyway, so appreciate y'all being here, and I'll probably when I come back and after that, and if I get things, if I get my other things done that I need to, because I need to clean this small ultrasonic cleaner that's right here, and then I got my big one that's right there. So I need to clean off both of those. Um, so yes, there you go, folks. Computer Compulsive is probably streaming in a little while later, in about an hour. So if y'all want to just hang out there and help him out and chat with him and see what's going on, that'd be great to help him get his actually viewership up and get some more subs. It'd be nice. Um, I'm gonna go do my things. I'll probably be out for about 2 hours and then come back and have my lunch and start the ultrasonic cleaning process. It's not too bad. It's just take out the water, clean it out, and actually flush it, and then put in the new and the solution, and then let it get hot. So that's that. So folks, thank you. I'm gonna play this.
Please hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications.
I have to thank and give credit to Mark for actually making that for me. That is a real picture of my friend's beach here in Cayman, and but then we added the other computer stuff on the top of it. Anyway, thank you for watching, folks, and we'll see you hopefully maybe this afternoon. I'll do another stream, taking out the socket without damaging it. That's 60 pins to go and actually unsolder with my solder sucker.